Hello, Libra gang, Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your October monthly tarot reading. We're going to talk about love, romance, relationships, as well as money, career, finances. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, feel free to push them aside. You may choose to revisit them at a later date. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is, of course, optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. That being said, let's try and have some fun and get you some helpful, insightful messages. Here we go. Got a bunch sticking out of the deck here. All right, let's do that. All right, so we're going to do two different spreads. We'll see where this one kind of leads us, and then we'll fill in the blanks, or fill in the gaps rather, with a new spread as well. So you have the High Priest coming through, which is the card of the Hierophant in this deck. That took me a minute. Looks a lot like the High Priestess, though. Very interesting. The Five of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So the first message I get from this is needing to rethink some sort of strategy that maybe didn't work out financially. The thing is, with the Four of Swords, I kind of read this as past, present, future, and we'll talk about the other ones. But the Four of Swords is what's coming in, so that's not a bad card. It's usually a card of needing to rest or relax or think about something. The planetary connotation for it is a Jupiter in Libra card. So Jupiter is a good energy, especially in your own sign, right? And I'm strictly talking about the tarot, not what's going on in the sky right now. But sometimes with Jupiter in an air sign, there can be too many thoughts or overwhelming thoughts. And something about that with the Five of Pentacles says to me that either your health is maybe limiting what you can do right now, or perhaps your money is limiting what you can do right now. And that's not a lasting energy, but I do see it as being a challenge in the month of October. And something about a commitment you made, you may have overcommitted with Jupiter energy, or you may have committed to something and realized that it's straining your bank account, your health, your vitality, your finances, something of that sort. And so with the Four of Swords, I see it as not totally pulling out or pulling away or disengaging, because I'm not sure you're able to do that entirely. Again, there's almost like duty and responsibility here. However, there is like I have to rethink this. So some of you, I actually think with Jupiter, it's good, like you're going to be very quick on your feet to sort of re-edit, retool, reallocate, whatever it is. It's like you're going to fix it behind the scenes without sort of showing face, showing hand. I'm not sure what the expression is there, but without necessarily letting the people know that, I don't want to say that you messed up or screwed up, because I don't necessarily think it's that energy, but that maybe you bit off more than you can chew. That kind of is an energy I'm feeling here, but you will find your way out of it. I don't know. For some of you, I am getting like quick on your feet, but I don't think the solution is that easy. So give yourself a little bit of time to make sure that when you go in for, round 2 or strategy number 2, plan B, we'll call it plan B. When you go in for plan B, it's like, it's going to take a little bit more finesse, if you will. And something about the way I just phrased that, some of you, there may be like a surprise pregnancy. I know that's kind of not what the cards would say just me reading them, but it was like something about that just kind of came out via intuition. So I'm going to put that out there. Or something to do with pregnancy. I don't know. So then what you need to release, you have the shadow side, which is the devil in this card. So for some of you, possibly a Capricorn. For some of you, though, it's that word duty and responsibility, that Saturnian energy of feeling shackled to something. I don't know if all of you are doing it out of pride. That's, especially with the King of Swords, that can be a very big energy or influence this month of sticking through with something, knowing full well it's not good for you or it's not meant for you, but doing it to save face. I would be careful with that. I think like the cons outweigh the pros, if that makes sense. Usually I would say the opposite, right? But I don't know, with the devil coming up. And I mean, the devil is just something that we've outgrown. It's not healthy for us to stay in it anymore. And so sometimes it can be addiction issues. It can just be being in a situation, a relationship or whatever, where it's just not good. It's just not compatible for you anymore. It's not good for your health or your spiritual development, right? Which is what you're here to do, right? In this lifetime, you're supposed to develop and grow as a spiritual being. So if you're not doing that, the universe will find sneaky ways of interjecting, so to say, and trying to pull you out of a situation if you won't do it yourself. That's when the Tower card comes through, which is not here yet, right? So to me, it's saying you still have a chance to kind of like save yourself from the situation. But if you don't, then it gets tricky because the universe will throw that Tower energy. And by that, I mean sort of that shocking, unexpected twist or change. Something in your path where it's not necessarily the most convenient timing, or there's something maybe that's an imposition about it. It's not an easy energy, right? So if we can already kind of see in advance that we're going down a path that maybe isn't the healthiest or the best for us, it's really great to be self-aware and to take action and get ourselves out of a nasty situation, right? For some of you, it could be with marriage. Some of you may have married into debt, if that's making sense. I don't know if your partner necessarily lied to you, or it just... For some of you, it's like you had stars in your eyes, rose-tinted glasses, like you were willing to overlook it. But for some of you, by marrying into some sort of partnership, and maybe it's a contract, right? Something about it, you're ending up with this person's sort of, I'm hearing words like flop, failure in terms of finances. So for some of you, it could have been, a career jump where you invested in some company, or, you joined up with some team and you realize, the product isn't selling, so to say, right? And that could be a metaphor as well. It's so funny. I can hear a truck outside literally backing up, and I feel like that's symbolic of this reading. It's just like, nope, this is not working. We got to put on the signal, right? And back up slowly, right? Be cautious. And I think that's what this is. I think it's backing out slowly. I don't think it's this... I know I said quick on your feet solution. I'm not saying you don't have them. I'm just saying I'm not sure it's worth implementing them or using them. Because you are very smart, Libra, right? You are very strategic. You have a very strong mind. But with that, I guess, it's almost like, is it worth sharing that talent and gift you have when it wasn't really your problem to begin with? It's like you're trying to help sort of what is that expression? It's almost like a bottomless hole. It's like whatever you give to it, you're exerting energy and putting your all into it, but is it worth it? Is the end result worth it, or is the receiver, the recipient, worth it? So what you need to lean into is King of Swords. I see that as striking out independently, possibly severing or cutting ties with something. It may have to do with sometimes in this position, I do what you need to release and what you need to embrace, right? So what you need to move forward with or consider, aka help available to you. There could be another strong air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that has, a pulse on another opportunity for you, or someone who can maybe lend you some money so that you're no longer attached to the situation. I would just be really careful of pouring your own funds, money, assets into sort of this all-encompassing well of I don't know if it's merged money or people's money or just the honeypot, however you want to say it, of you in a partnership. I just don't like it. I have to be honest. But again, there is the ability to come out on top or swing back from this. I'm getting all these weird phrases just kind of coming. You will bounce back from this, but for the time being, I'm kind of wanting to say distance. With the King of Swords, it's typically kind of associated with Aquarian energy for me, that fixed air sign, where it can be very generous and it wants to support and help all the people, but not in exchange for its own demise, right? There is this Aquarian energy of a little distance is good, a little bit of separation. Like, I can be with the people and not be like with the people. Do you know what I mean? Distancing yourself from this. I could read this both ways. I think money is coming through strongest for me. So even if it is a romantic relationship, for a lot of you, it has to do with money or your health. And I don't do fear-based readings, guys, for those who are, new to my channel and don't know that. This isn't about, oh my gosh, now I need to worry about these 10 things. I don't believe in that as a tarot reader. That's kind of against my ethos and ethics as a reader. But I do believe that sometimes if we can feel or see energy coming, we have the authority, we have the ability to course correct, right? To be like, you know what, maybe if that is a scenario that could pan out, so I'm going to do this instead. It's about being strategic in your own life, right? Making plans based on sort of the energy that comes through in the cards. So When I say health stuff, you're probably already aware of it anyway. I mean sort of metaphorically, like breaking your back for someone else and not really getting any reward from it, not getting the pay you deserve, the recognition, things of that sort. Again, with the devil energy, it feels like you're shackled to a situation and you're struggling to get yourself out. You absolutely will with the King of Swords. I'm getting that weird expression, which doesn't totally apply to this, but I'm hearing you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Have you guys heard that? I know that doesn't totally apply here, but I think it does, in that it's the idea of like, it might not be the most popular choice. It may put you in a situation where, again, you have to break a few eggs, but I think it's going to make you happier in the long run. And I say this to you all the time, Libra, right? If you're a person who comes to my channel a lot, it can't always be about being well liked. It's great, and I think you have a natural charm and ability to sort of sway the room. But in this scenario, it's challenging you to stick up for what you really believe in, even if your beliefs are not the most popular in the room. I definitely sense that with the King of Swords. It's kind of like the outsider, the alien, the one who's just a little bit different. That's what you're being asked to lean into, so you may have to go against the grain. You may have to ruffle a few feathers. That's another good expression, right? Cutting your losses really is kind of sort of what I was getting at with the eggs and omelet, metaphor there. But interesting. What else can we clarify here for you? See, bottom of the deck is 10 of Cups, so like there's happiness here. There's beyond wish fulfillment. There's something really good, but it's forcing you to sort of confront a situation that might be very uncomfortable for you to confront. Let's say this sort of King of Swords energy isn't cutting or severing. Maybe it's stepping up to really stick to your guns and have that difficult conversation. Something about loyalty is coming through here too. Loyalty, partnership, commitment, especially with the High Priest in this deck, which it's funny. I keep wanting to call it the High Priestess, but it's the Hierophant. Taurian energy, Aquarian energy, fixed energy, right? Maybe it's like both people think they're right. Those are signs that typically form a square. So while they have some things in common, they can also be very agitating towards each other. I'm not sure that has anything to do with you or who you're dealing with, but it might. I'm just putting it out there. And again, with that Four of Swords energy, Jupiter interjecting itself into our thoughts, our ideas, our communication, our visions, our thought process. Sometimes it's like we have to downsize, we have to minimize. It's like there's too much going on, there's too many ideas, too many cooks in the kitchen. A lot of earthy energy here too. Possibly something with a Capricorn, as I said earlier. Poor Capricorn, they always get stuck with the devil cards, so you never know if it's good or bad, right? But either way, though, whatever this card represents, whether it's a person or a situation, it is in the sort of area of what I call like what you need to release or move away from, or what is not helpful to you at this time. So for some of you, it's a Capricorn. Some of you, this is a semi-unrelated message, but it does factor into all this, is if this is a work situation, it's pulling you away from very precious time with your children. Or if there's a dispute in a marriage or a romantic relationship, it's pulling you away from very strong, loving connections with your family. And it's almost like your family is reaching out to help you, but you've rejected them. Or something of the sort. Maybe you haven't rejected them, but I don't know, by not returning their call or their text or, leaving them on red, you're taking, I don't want to say you're taking advantage of, that's not the right term, but you're not realizing who's in your corner, who your allies truly are, because I think you're so overworked and committed and almost like enslaved to this energy, which it's not healthy. It's like I feel for some of you, it's like you see potential in this, but that potential isn't showing so much to me right now in the spread. I think this has to do with putting energy into a different avenue. Let's get one more on this devil card, this shadow side card. You're grumpy. And I mean, here's the thing, Mars is moving through your sign. So for all my people who have placements in Libra, the planet Mars, which is the planet of war, aggression, it can be of violence. I don't really see that coming through, but it's an agitated energy, right? It's quick moving, it's sharp, it's hot, it's fierce energy. That's moving through your sign. So I see some of you just being like really moody and like grumpy and kind of, again, jumping down people's throats when they meant, very innocently to ask you a question. So just be cognizant of that. That's like shadow side energy coming through. The Eight of Cups. Yeah. Walking away from something that, it's almost like, again, that ego of not wanting to admit that you were wrong. Some of you, it feels like you took a risk to be in some sort of situation and you're realizing like, wow, this just is not working. This is a disaster and it's not what I thought it was going to be. So why are you staying in it? A lot of you are staying in it because of pride and ego, wrapped around the idea of responsibility and loyalty and this and that. But again, if it's taking that much of a toll, what I see on your finances or your health, it's just not worth it. So again, for a lot of you, this is a good lesson in detaching and standing up for yourself, having that backbone. Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that are no longer emotionally fulfilling. But I would say with the Devil here, things that are draining. And with King of Swords energy, anything else? Some of you, I'm hearing like you need to go home. There's something very nurturing and cozy about a person in your life, and it might be a family member, it could be a sibling, it could be boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. It's like the need to be wrapped in a blanket and just like consoled. Oh, this has taken a lot out of you. It feels very exhausting, and it's like you need to allow other people to take care of you. Because Libra, you're not always very good at that. I know you like to be self-sufficient, but allow people to help you, allow people to, I say, wait on you a little bit, especially if you're, stuck in bed or, recovering from sort of illness. Allow people, if they're able to, lend you money, especially with Four of Pentacles. Money seems tight this month, so just be really cautious with spending. What else can I tell you? Yeah, even this, it just feels like you just need a cuddle. You just need a cuddle. All right, let's do one more spread. I say that felt a little bit more work-related, but again, it could certainly translate for some of you in terms of career. So let's ask about love and romance. Libra's looking for messages about love and romance, and we'll wrap up at the end with two oracle cards. Love, marriage, romance, sex, dating. What wants to come through for Libra? Ooh, we already got things sticking out. Hold on. One more good shuffle. All right, for Libra. Libra, happy birthday, by the way, to all the Libras out there. All right, let's see. I see a similar message of the idea of having to change your mind would be excruciating for you because it means you would have to go back on your word and admit fault, admit that you were wrong. Some of you just need to get over pride and ego in a relationship. If this isn't you, it may have to do with your partner, Libra, if you do have a partner. Some of you are still waiting on a person from the past, and with Judgment here, it's saying you need to release the past. It's like there was some sort of confusion about a relationship of the past, and it's almost like you have it bookmarked. I don't know why that term is coming through, but there's something about you have it. It's like I'm literally seeing a pin on a cork board. So I don't know if some of you have a photograph of your ex or a letter they wrote or something pinned even like in your phone. Do you know what I mean? Like it's highlighted or it's pinned or marked as important. It's like starred. A text conversation or something, or a screenshot of something that you've like hearted or liked or noted. Something to do with an ex relationship where 10 of Wands, it became a burden, and I think you were carrying the brunt of the load or a brunt of the pain. That you're being told to release and let go. It's going to feel so much better not carrying around the weight of that relationship anymore. And then you move into Empress energy, where this is associated with Venus, which I associate with Libra, of course. Self-love and honoring who you are. And then some of you are being asked to embrace the idea of, for some of you, a Scorpio. I see communication with a Scorpio looking very lovely. expression, a dark horse in the running, something you maybe didn't see coming. Yeah, a lot of Scorpio energy here, possibly out of the air sign too, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I see small flirtations, texts, emails, maybe a little date. That looks pleasant, but yeah, something about the past and not wanting to let go. As we move towards the end of October, we get into Scorpio season, right? After you've had your time in the sun, Libra. We won't rush that, of course. But that could be a timestamp too of when things are going to start coming in terms of new relationships in Scorpio season. For some of you, you're being asked to let go of the past. Let's see, what else? Some of you in relationships, you feel like you find yourself doing all the talking. It's not that you're hogging the airtime. I don't mean it like that at all. It's that, like, you're sending paragraphs and your person's giving you like one-word texts. Libra, that's a sign, right? Especially for an air sign. It's like good communication skills for an air sign. That's like bare minimum. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you date someone who literally says nothing, that's not going to work. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm calling a spade a spade. It's not going to work. You need someone who has a keen mind, someone who's witty, someone who's charming, and someone who can, at minimum, communicate well, right? So for some of you who are on dating apps, or again, just kind of putting yourself out there and going on small little dates, I see you not getting a lot back in return, but that doesn't mean forever. It's almost like having faith in the universe that sometimes when they give you an option and you're able to be like, you know what, that one's not for me, it empowers you and it shows the universe that, like, you do have high standards and rightfully so, like good standards for yourself. Like, there's a certain expectation of how you should be treated and what you want in a relationship. And the universe will applaud that, and they're like, oh, you didn't like this like dirtbag who didn't return your text and like canceled the date 3 times? Okay, well, let me give you someone else. Now that we know what you want, let me give you someone else who actually meets some criteria. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Excuse me, I've been holding back that cough for too long. In fact, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Excuse me, sorry. All right. Tell me about judgment. Why do we need to release judgment? Some of you need to release a Sagittarius. Yeah, perfect. Literally waiting on someone from the past. This is what you need to release and move away from. Simple as that. I don't think I need to say anything more. That is exactly what that message is. For some of you, it may be multiple people. And I'm not saying people won't come back from your past. But I'm also not saying you have to accept them back in. But in the month of October, which is what I've sort of cast this tarot spread for, the past ain't looking good. The past is like, leave it in the past. Let's move forward and be optimistic about our future. Tell me about this other person who's trying to message Libra or come in or flirt with them. The 4 of Swords. Oh, look at that. They have a very calming energy. They have a very peaceful presence. They bring you peace of mind. You sleep well at night because you know exactly where they stand. I like that. I like that a lot more. What is this 5 of Swords energy? Not that it really matters because it's in the past. And I mean, 5 of Swords, it's sucky energy. If that's our only candidate, I'm like, pass. The Ace of Wands, yeah, they wanted to bone you and leave. Like, Ace of Wands is big dick energy, right? It's the sex card, right? That's what they were about. So they didn't want to have these cute little witty conversations with you. They barely even wanted to make plans, right? They wanted to jump in the sack with you. And I mean, sorry, that's harsh. That like is super harsh. But that's what I get from this energy. You are being asked to please release this person in the past that you're waiting on. I get it. Like, again, rose-tinted glasses, you saw something in them at one point, but what you saw was potential. It wasn't actually the full picture of who they were. It's like you were holding on to the piece of them that you liked and really, really leaning into that, like, yes, I like this quality, but like, they saw you quite literally as a piece, right? So like, let them go. You're so much better than that. Know your value, know your worth. Empress energy. All right. We're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to do an oracle card here. It's funny, I feel like my throat is like closing up a little bit. I mean, not literally, but Something about throat chakra and communication. Sometimes signs come through in that way. Ooh, 2 cards. I can't take 2. For Libra, what is it that Libras need to hear? Going forward, not backwards. All right, I know I'm being annoying, Libra. Sorry. I think this message is important, so let's see. This is called the Sacred Landscape deck, something like that. I'll put it in the comment box. The Sacred Landscape wants you to know the following. When you receive this card, fertility, productivity, love, health, abundance, and fulfillment are ahead for you. Things are growing and expanding in your life. Keep going forward. Sometimes it may be easy to be distracted by what is occurring around you, but this card indicates that it is important not to let anything hold you back from increasing the bounty of your life. Step up and know that your needs will be taken care of. Your life is escalating and intensifying in the best possible way for your highest good. Look how pretty that card is. Love that. I love that next to the Empress. I just want to like pair those two together. It looks lush and green and beautiful. All right, and we'll do one more. Oh, look at that. Love is beautiful in all forms. That wasn't even supposed to be there, but it came out, so that's for you, Libra. We'll do one more from the Sacred Rose Oracle. I'm sorry, I just burped. That was so gross. Especially in a Libra reading. Will you guys ever forgive me? All right, for Libra. Any other messages they need to hear? We're going to do this one because it was standing up. The Mystic Rose. Compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. All right, the Mystic Rose. This is a card of compassion, devotion, and grace. It encourages us to soften towards humanity and to endeavor to see the world, and even those who have hurt us, with understanding, an open heart, and deep humility. To see that we carry all hurt and are wounded. We have all experienced severing. Mother Mary is inviting you to open your heart to humanity when you most want to close. Soul's Inquiry. How are you being called to show compassion today? All right, I'm going to leave you with that, Libra. This has been your October monthly tarot reading. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Happy birthday. Bye, guys.